I have one that is pretty small, same brand.
Try that
Pretty
white.
small with the battery.
It's probably the slider there.
It's dark.
Yeah.
Mine
Yeah,
is.
we could go that way. But, yeah, once it's focused, it seems to pretty much be in focus everywhere.
Is laser or what?
No,
Has a
LED.
lens?
LED, yeah.
So this movie Mike put together that we're going to show up on on a screen or something at the Maker Fair.
And if it's plugged in, it's even brighter.
Yeah, and if it's on a white screen, which I have several of, it's much brighter.
So we will there's three different ones that he's made. They're all about 5 minutes long. This is the first version. And we just need to decide which one we like, and we'll go with that. And if you want to get any pictures into it or anything, Vicente, email them to him, and he can put more pictures in.
Who is that?
For as small as that
That's
thing
you,
is,
isn't
look at it's putting out pretty good.
Oh, is that you? Oh, okay.
Pretty good,
I
pretty
thought it
good.
was a smart guy.
I
Somebody like
haven't
Einstein
figured
or
out how to
something.
make it just completely
Close
loop.
enough.
So one of the nice features of MP4 is you just concatenate two of them together and it's longer. So I'll just keep copying it. And
But we have a wall
There she is.
Yeah, we'll be able to. I think we'll be able to put a little whiteboard up or
Okay.
something that we can
oh, I've
do
got a
that with.
projector screen.
Yeah.
I've also got
There he
this.
is.
This has a hole in the bottom of it for a tripod as well.
That's a close up.
until
I don't know, 5:30.
until what?
What was it, 7 sideways?
Put a caption, Action Corner, Southwest Ohio, 5:30, Thursday.
Present.
Yeah. Thank you, Brady. That was creative.
There he is.
Crazy.
Crazy guy. You don't know who that is.
Yeah. I think you got
Looks
it
like
there.
a space cowboy
Space cowboy.
Space cowboy movie. You remember?
I have no idea how long this thing will run on batteries, but it should be at least an hour.
Well, we will have
No, we have
an outlet
power.
available.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's just kind of cool when it does that.
that is cool.
But on the other side, I wish they had left the battery out and put in a speaker.
There we go.
Well, for our particular purposes, a speaker isn't needed, but
Yeah.
I could see the need for a speaker.
It has a headphone jack, and so if you have external speakers. And I thought you might appreciate the two videos that are on there. Thinking the Copper, your grandkids will love.
I like that. That was a good idea. Just doing that. That's how you get there. Pick this exit.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, who's that?
That guy is gone in the last version.
And then Steve's motto for
Oh, there you
Linux,
go.
tell a buddy, bring a fan, to Tom Goodman's Gun and Knife Show. I think that's pretty cool, considering how small that thing is. Oh, there. Talking pumpkin, you gotta put the talking pumpkin in.
Oh, look at that. Oh, man. Mr. Soup. I don't know about the lock picks.
Yeah, Jeremy.
What is that?
That's Steve's suggestion to put those in, so I'll put them in.
What was it?
Lockpicks.
Who?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did that.
He said, I'm easy.
Hey, I've taken the blame for plenty of stuff.
Go sign it.
Oh,
Hopefully hopefully someone won't come here at 5 a.m. instead of 5 p.m.
Okay, I think that's starting over again.
Yeah. Then
Is this the second version then?
I don't know, maybe it's just going through the
This is
list.
dangerous. The next week will be 200 people around.
Yeah, I think this is number 10. The first one was number 9. This one's a slightly modified version. And the reason we're looking at it again is because I like all of them. I can't really.
You can pass all of them in cycling
Yeah.
I like it.
fashion.
Yeah.
Well,
You have a lot of stuff that brings variety. It's more interesting.
we might just be able to load up the stick with a bunch of different versions and just let them run.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it'll
Because you're going to be there
at
5
least
hours.
a
I
32
mean,
gig stick, so that ought to go a while. Actually, I'm surprised at how much space sound takes.
Yeah. Well, there's no sound, so these are relatively small files.
The last version has incorporated everybody's comments as best I could. So, these are in the process.
Well, at some point, we're just going to have to say we're done with this because we're getting closer and closer.
yeah.
Next week will be the 11th, and then
Have you gotten any more information from the powers that be?
nope.
You're kind of twisting.
I'm pretty much
wing it.
yeah. That's pretty much it.
They're not telling you Friday at what time
Or
or.
knock on the door.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to go down there and just say, hey, what are we
Here.
supposed to be doing?
Do we need to make a couple of banners or something?
Was
Print
was
them.
Gail, you were making some signs or something, weren't you?
Thinking about
I mentioned something. Yeah, I mentioned that, but yeah, if I found a deal on it, I didn't really find any
Okay,
bargain things, so.
okay.
I got a friend, Ed, well, he's not, he kind of, I see him at the LA Fitness. He's retired engineer type. He's thinking about coming here.
Yeah, I kind of think these show a general interest of
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
I like it a lot.
Even though there's a number of these projects that are fine.
I don't see your name on very many.
I don't see my name. You can only tell that by the fact that it's always on the same desk or the same workbench.
And I don't notice that.
I probably noticed it because they're my stuff. It's my stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, the walk-in concept here is we want to encourage people to come in whenever they're ready and leave whenever you're ready, because theoretically some people work. Rumor has it.
I like the Commodore. I liked how
Finally,
The 3D.
I plug in my
Yeah.
Commodore, but the video is very low, like transparent, or it's like blue with different shades of blue, but it's difficult to see the letters.
we gotta think about that. I did actually. I finally found my Commodore and my discs, and I went through a bunch of them, and a bunch of them don't work anymore. They've been stored
Just
badly.
need an eraser.
They've been stored badly. But I like how the 3D printers. I like how it kind of zoomed off a little bit and showed the grandkids the grandkids' artwork in the back. She said, I've got a stack of them that she keeps saying, Papa, you got to hang those up. You got to hang those up. There's no more room to hang them up.
It's called
I'd like to
layering.
take credit for it, but I just told it Japan and Zoom, and that came out that way.
Yeah. Looks good.
I just
You
thought it was
must
funny.
leave, you must leave at 7.
Okay.
You'll be banished to the forest.
We'll introduce that to them. You don't tell them about the Gestapo up front. You get them in
Uh-oh.
your head, you whack them.
No.
Dad, what happened?
So this is one of the better movies ever made for kids. But we'll skip it.
What movie is that?
The Thief and the Cop.
What's
Guy
the
spent
highest
like
number
30
we're up to?
years
Is it
producing
11,
11.
Right.
11 underline 8.
Yeah.
I never heard of it before, so you're turning me on to something I have never heard of.
Steve, what file name is this?
I don't know. It's the next one. It
This
apparently
has-
is going to do everything in the directory.
This has to be 11 because it was 9, 10, and 11 is the ones I put on the thing.
I would
Does this
suggest we
identify
skip
anything?
to the last one.
No, it doesn't.
Can you stop and go back to the directory?
Yeah, but that won't tell me where it's at. I can select one, but if we've been watching them out of order, I won't know which is which.
Okay, we haven't seen the latest one, I can tell you that.
Yeah, this has to be the last one.
Okay.
Here's the phone booth.
Okay, the lower left-hand corner, 10.8.
That one?
I thought there was an 11.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, you were
That's
up
why.
on 11.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was playing.
So
Okay.
let's go with that.
Start at the beginning.
So
I guess if I had known we were going to do this, I could have identified it somewhere or another in the slide.
nah, everything's a little bit different because I remembered he said that he was going to bring his projector, and then I said, "Oh, we might as well just watch him on the projector to make sure it's going to work."
Sure.
And it does take a TF card.
SD
or
card.
Micro SD, whatever. Well, they're only micro SD in the US. Everyone else calls them TF.
TF cards, I know.
Uh,
That's because they weren't supposed to be called micro SD cards, and somebody in the U.S. said
Yeah.
that's a micro SD card.
I would prefer that they be on the micro SD, just because it doesn't stick out of the side. This sort of setup kind of scares me.
Okay.
Do we have access to 2 projectors?
Oh,
I
I'm thinking of
do.
one for the sign in case you're going to have a sign.
I do have another projector. It's lower resolution than this, but it doesn't play things by itself. It needs a laptop or something hooked up to it.
I've got.
HDMI.
I made those couple of those NeoPixel marquees that
Oh, cool.
keep
That's
saying automation technology.
cool. Just
So-
on those.
That could be a decent
that's
sign
the
too.
one you use at the.
Or I could
release
bring,
store.
that green
I
sign
have one.
that's in here that
This
says
one, owned by my company.
it's a
Okay.
clock. I could bring that, and it would say I could program that to say anything I
Pretty
want.
impressed for
We
a
need
small
we need a
business.
bigger one for the, say this booth is for automation technology.
I've got a full color moving marquee that it's a big Beta Bright.
Coming together.
Oh,
I could
okay.
program that.
Cool.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'll
That-
have it with me if we
Okay.
don't go too many places without a laptop, and it's already in the
Oh, something happened. I think it died.
I think that was the end of its battery. Huh.
So it just drops right off the cliff, huh?
Yeah, which won't hurt this thing. Now, let's see if we can resume from that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we're still running.
This has a a pretty short cord.
It does.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll.
Is that going to be long enough? No.
Sure it will. Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Do they provide the table?
We have one table. So if we
they provide the table?
so if we need anything else, then we're gonna have to bring our own table.
So they provide the table?
Yes.
They provide one.
Okay.
One table.
Is that gonna be enough? That's the question.
Yeah, it should be, I mean, it's not.
See,
a
if
big
we
deal.
put
have
the the square thing on the floor for the robots to run around in, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of room for any more than one table, quite honestly.
So now that it's not on battery, it kicks in the fan.
Yeah, it just got brighter.
Oh, it did, didn't it? It should be.
That's 640?
And we were doing 11.8, right?
Yep.
No, this is 19.2 by 1080.
Yeah, it started over.
It is a little brighter, you can see
A lot
right off the
brighter.
back.
It's a lot brighter. And we are probably not going to be able to turn the lights off, so brighter would be good.
Yeah, it's not terribly bright because it's LED, but it's as good as my 5-year-old projector.
Yeah.
With a big
That's
600 watt bulb in it.
actually it's pretty impressive considering there's still a lot of light in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got light
And-
coming in.
The screen will actually brighten it up also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'm considering buying one of these things for myself.
How much does one of these cost?
Under $600. About $550, $575. And the selling point for it is that it was 19.2 by 1080.
How is going the hero?
Do
The
I?
hero robot?
I haven't really messed with it much. He's cleaned up, he's ready to go, but he's probably not going to be able to actually work well.
You can have it just for
Yeah.
show.
On the Python, C, Java, I really wish you would do a pan down the whole thing slow enough to read it because that is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I will go back and modify that.
That cartoon thing.
Yeah.
That,
Never, never.
Yeah, I went searching for that image and found it was lovely and true.
yeah, it's so funny.
I only put it up there because they have the names of 4 languages.
Oh no, the original one has 8.
Yeah.
It goes
I didn't tell you
into
that.
The one that
LaTeX.
I think the one that I posted only had 4 doing it. It was funny though. It was so funny.
Yeah, the one I saw ended with LaTeX.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it says, but it's beautiful.
I liked where I found that at. I read the comments of programmers and they
Mhm.
were like all like, "That's
Yep.
so true, it's so true." You start thinking about this stuff in terms of programming, and it's so true.
My middle son is learning Java. I'm like, well, show me what you've done. Give me a printout. Okay. What are you trying to do? 4 pages later.
Yeah.
And I have bash scripts that I'm proud of that are like 12 lines and it does an entire bottle board.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've looked at some of the robots that I've bought.
Mm-hmm.
I've converted them over to use the Arduino or whatever, but they were written with Java or something. I'm sitting there
yeah.
going,
And anyone knows where to buy trees? I need 5 trees for my house.
Trees.
trees?
Let's see.
Nate Torps,
No,
Delhi Nursery, they're on the corner of Princeton and Cincinnati Dayton Road.
how big do you want them?
Yeah.
Do you want to start them? You want to start
A couple of maybe 4 or 5
4 or 5 feet?
feet.
No, I was thinking.
Feet or meters?
feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walmart,
Well,
$20.
they was several meters, but all of them were sick, and I cut all of them. I need to put new ones.
There's Burns Nursery
Burns,
there in
yeah.
Middletown.
That's a
Middletown.
good place.
Can you send me
Yeah.
the address?
They have a place online that I use too. that-
Because around Mason is
Mason,
expensive. Too
of course,
expensive.
Mason,
Yeah,
Montgomery,
I know,
and
but
Gil's Erdels, Nate.
prices are
Yeah, high,
high.
they're high.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Marcus.
Where? Where do you
Yeah,
go?
Burns is pretty comprehensive, but I don't know how expensive they are.
They're not cheap, but they have good products.
They have good products.
I need to assemble a Prusa printer.
That's on the corner of Green Tree and Cincinnati
I
Dayton
bought
Road.
the Prusa 3 from
Did you?
There's a
from
nice little Greek restaurant.
Czech Republic.
Yeah, Grecian Delight. They
You want me
make
to
good
bring
food.
them?
No,
I've been there at
I've-
least 4 times.
I think we're going to stay away from bringing the 3D printer,
Okay.
just because.
Yes, it's a little delicate thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I
they're
think
bigger,
there will
and
be
I think
plenty of them.
I think
there.
we're going to be limited on space anyway. I mean,
Okay.
if we've got the room, maybe.
And I've also got one of the standard 2-foot by 6-foot
It
tables.
started over.
Okay.
But we've got pictures in there of 3D printers, so I wasn't really worried about us bringing a 3D printer. I've got a bunch of the small stuff that can just sit and do stuff. We will have internet access there, so anything that we want to do with internet, we can do. But of course, they didn't tell me what the stuff was. So if you're going to make a demo or something that uses it, use Wi-Fi Manager or something so we can connect to it.
Yeah, I'm not. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
I'll bring
You bring the elevator, right?
Hotspot as
Will
well.
be people walking around.
You bring the elevator. You bring the elevator, right?
I try. I am, but I need to do some work on it to move it or something. Maybe just a random
Yeah, I was
time
gonna
or
say,
something.
yeah.
Go up, come down
Hit a
every
button or something that does
3
something.
minutes or something like
Right.
that will be enough. Yeah, because
I-
the iteration is complicated
Yeah.
to have people trying to touch things.
Yeah, I've got a lot of small stuff that, and I,
Philly stuff.
yeah, sort of stuff that it's neat. I don't want it to walk off, but it's, and were you here last week?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, I printed up a whole bunch of little 3x5 stands for 3x5 cards, and then I wrote out what the demo was. Of course, people are probably still going to talk to us about it,
Right.
but
Right.
I thought, if we had a demo, we could write out what it is and then stick it in those stands, and then they could look, and if they were really interested, they could ask questions
Right.
about it. But that's, I've got the 3x5 cards. I've got 10 or 15 stands, so, and I can print more if we need to. They didn't print very good. They're not great stands.
So large. We plan on going down there Friday to set up. Is that the goal? You don't really know, or you don't know what time they.
We're supposed to be there. We're supposed to be able to get into the place Friday on the 12th. It said evening of the 12th. Now I don't know what evening means. I don't know if that means 5 o'clock.
Right.
I don't know if that means,
Right.
3 o'clock. I don't know. I'm guessing it's 5 o'clock because evening is
Right.
a little later.
Maybe they'll update the website on it. Maybe.
They just ran through one of the slides.
But I don't know. This is the other thing that I don't have an answer to. I don't really know how many passes we're going to get if we're
Oh,
going to get
That's
passes.
yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
But it's free, and it's something. It's not free.
no, it's not free. It's like $14 or something to get into it.
Okay.
But I'm
Or do you
I'm thinking that the people that set up exhibits are can get in for free.
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure if they changed it, but like I know last year they weren't all that strict about it. I just arrived and I was like, yeah, I'm with this group. I'm like, okay, come in. Okay.
Well, it may be something like that.
yeah, it sounds pretty loosey. I mean, it's
They don't seem like they don't seem like they have a really good plan.
Yeah, I think
So
He's trying to get feedback from
I also have this head in a rotating base.
bring that. That would be awesome.
Do nothing, just
That would be
So
that would
scary.
be something people will just come and
Yeah.
people will just come and see it. You know, these are questions that I've had, and nobody
There's nobody. Yeah.
nobody has
Oh,
given me
he's
an
got a
answer to
turning
them. So.
head.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that they got to be volunteers.
You
here and
always
there.
got some. You
Yeah.
got something. up your
It may
sleeve
grow
always
over
to get
time.
price in
You
there.
know, get better over the years.
Does
Just
the-
like
I am
like
planning to
the
put mics in
yeah,
the
the
ears and talk to
pig,
him. and
the marathon
Oh,
follow
years
people
when it first
when-
started, it was like, oh, it's horrible.
So he's
It's
now
a
he's
work
with the
in
hand.
progress.
Well,
in
it
progress.
actually seems like the first couple of years that
Yeah.
they had it
Yeah.
was way more organized
Really?
than the last couple of years.
Oh, okay.
So
I had the head in my desk since
it
8 months ago.
Hey, just wing it.
all I'm going to do, like on the 11th, we'll have the regular meeting.
Right.
We'll figure out what we're going to do. We'll probably meet for somewhere, and maybe you just all go down in one car, just
Yeah.
unless we've got a bunch of big stuff. But I don't really see the need to take a bunch of cars down there either. Not for that day,
Yeah.
you know. Then I'm thinking we may set up like some sort of schedule or something
Right.
so that
Just-
because it goes from
Yeah.
10 in
10
the
to
morning
5.
to
5.
5.
5, yep. 10 to 5.
So I don't think all of us need to be there at one time.
We're gonna meet somewhere and drive down. I think Camp Washington Chili.
We-
They
we-
don't want
we'll
us to park
be-
our cars there.
One day, just one day, right?
Yes, it's
Just
one day.
yeah. Yeah.
When will be the Bay Area Maker Fair
I don't
this
know.
year?
I think James went to the
next
first
month.
one
May.
when he lived out in California.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I think at this point though we're just kind of
He
winging
said
it.
that he went to the first.
So
You work.
What did he say?
I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of robots that I'm willing to take. You know, I know he's got a couple of things. You got a couple of probably smaller things, but you got a couple of things.
Just to sit around and
And
point.
We can
point.
decide. Just go there with all the stuff.
Put it under stuff they don't want to
Yeah.
just put it on the table.
Maybe
So,
plays,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe cycle stuff out, you know.
well, that's just it.
Yeah.
We're probably going to bring more stuff than we
Yeah,
need, and we
right.
can decide what we're going to use.
Just
Did
have
they
boxes
bring
and
us
stuff.
the table or
They
We
got-
have
yeah,
one
they'll-
table.
they'll
We
have
have one
table.
table available.
Yeah, they'll
I have a small.
A small folding table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably going to set up. I mean, they probably don't want you to bring too much extra, you know. 'Cause
I don't
wanna
think
limit
they.
your
I
space.
think it said something about you could bring your own table if you wanted, or they could provide another one, but you'd have to tell them ahead of time, like very much ahead of time,
Yeah.
I think it's too late.
and it's probably too late.
Well, they're not letting you know anything, so.
Well, you know what? Sometimes there are plenty of free tables because not everyone's really
Gonna use the
ends
table.
showing stuff, and you have empty tables all
How many
around.
makers fairs have you
We have,
3,
been to? 3.
I think it's an 8-foot by 10-foot space,
Prices for
and I don't know what just happened. Might be. No, it's an 8-foot table. It might be a 10 by 10 space. that site can't be reached. Anyway, I was thinking, Jim's got the thing that we used many years ago for, we set it up on a table. I was just thinking about putting it on the floor and putting the robots in it and letting the robots drive around. And then having the table at the back so you'd have to come in and kind of walk around the robots. That may or may not be a good idea, I'm not sure. But I've got a couple of robots that I've already programmed where you don't need any app or anything. You can just pick up a regular old cell phone and connect to it via Wi-Fi and control it. So that's a decent thing, you know, especially since you don't have to install an app or anything. You can just do it off of the web browser. And then I've got some NeoPixel stuff, and I can bring one of the moving message signs if we really need a sign. That won't be hard to program. But that's
Any printed material or something?
do I?
Printed
Handouts?
things or
Well,
Anybody have a color printer?
Yeah, I can print stuff. That isn't a problem. I can't do any large format anymore.
Yeah, we're just talking about a handout, maybe
Yeah.
half a sheet fold over or something like they have up front.
Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem.
we don't know how
Yeah, tell me which one printed and about how many.
we'll need, so this may be a huge thing, it may be a small thing.
For people interested in this group, hopefully we're not going to be passing out 500.
Yeah.
It would be, maybe
50 or so, maybe.
50 max.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of it.
And it could be small,
Okay.
a half
You've
a
been,
sheet.
so
or
how many people? How many people typically attend those things? I mean, what is?
well, each year was different. I
Oh.
went 2 years ago. Was a medium-sized thing.
What was it? What was
But
it?
the last year was very small.
Really?
Very small.
Yeah, the first year I went, it was actually rather large. It was a 2-day event.
2 days, yes.
And it was actually pretty good size, and they had events planned and everything else.
Now we'll be inside the
Now we're going to be inside.
the museum of the terminal.
Right. Yeah.
A couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I went to one, and it was at at Hamilton County Fairgrounds, and it was decent size.
Was it outside?
Yeah,
Probably
yes,
something
and both.
that's
Both.
simple,
It was
yeah.
both inside and outside.
Don't
And it was
necessarily
decent
want
size.
my name on it or
But
whatever.
Last
But
year,
maybe
the year before, it was pretty small.
Sites that
Yeah.
people
Yeah, and I think they
come.
don't have any. Can you bring up? I don't know if you do
Do
it.
what?
Bring up that the schedule, that
Yeah.
agenda.
Yep.
I
Because if
can
you
try.
look through the agenda, it's not.
It's
not huge.
Yeah, and it's not really
What do
any
they have?
draws. I
Let
don't
me
think
see
of any
that.
big draws that they have. Like they don't have any celebrities from the Maker Faire type celebrities. I
Well,
think
that's
they
in the
have the
meeting
one guy that
announcements.
they have.
Okay.
Shoot, I can't remember
And
now.
I'll say
What
meeting
they
announcements
have
has
like
the
some people
colors,
that
Automation
dances
Technology
and does I
Club,
don't know some type of
gray,
dancing.
blue,
And then they have because they have a few actual like little small event type
Yeah,
things
what's-
where
what's
where
that
like
all
you say
about?
we can't have sound because they're gonna have music
I've never
playing.
noticed colors in it. Because I don't
Yeah,
show
there we
pictures
go.
by
Right.
It's not a.
in anything.
Yeah.
It certainly does not look like a huge event this year,
Right.
by any stretch of.
Yeah.
But there we are. We're number
there it
2.
Yeah, exactly.
is this. The
I
gray
don't
and
really
the
see
blue.
any that are
Okay.
actual events.
Well, I see the the dancing. Yeah,
The dancers.
And
But
then we
dance.
need the
See, they haven't. This is how
meeting
disorganized.
announcement
They've
Yeah.
still
address,
not scheduled a time for 'em.
Right.
which is meeting announcement current.
Okay.
Mike, do you dance?
Poorly.
It'll
We
be
can
on
help with that.
meeting
Michael danced
announcement
for us.
address, but that's okay. That's like one time. Or do we
Daniels.
want to put?
Yeah,
the,
yeah, really.
This guy must be extra important because he's
Yeah,
on
twice.
our device.
I think they screwed up probably. The exact same.
Two of them in
You
there.
can deal with that.
You know, stormwater helpers,
But we just-
mustache, spits.
American Watch
Part of
thing.
Relation robotics.
Vex
Look at
Robots.
the website of the meeting announcement.
Those
whichever
guys,
one
first
you
robotics
put the link
groups
into.
Back in the end.
are
or
almost
That's
always
And the
there.
address.
Mechanical.
I'll email
Um,
you a PDF.
Okay.
So we're going-
Pretty neat.
If you've got something specific.
At Dayton's Mini Maker Fair, they actually let two of the
And
first
this should be
robotics
just about
groups.
off the meeting announcement.
They held a mini
and the
competition,
website.
Right. See, that's what I mean. It doesn't say they have like what do they call that when the robots fight the war?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
and 1 year,
That's all we need, just some
uh,
simple.
one of the
single fold,
maker
don't even have to be a fold,
maker
just a
spaces
business card looking thing.
did little
So-
mini robotic
so
war.
they can
Oh,
find
I
us.
can probably get to
That
it
was
here and-
a couple years ago, and they haven't been back since.
Yeah, so that would be a big draw. For, I mean, that would draw a lot of the
One of my customers
Oh,
is
yeah.
still
people in,
running.
and that's
But-
why I don't see any real thing that's like they're
Sometimes they
pushing
play
that's
stores.
gonna.
I think the
Keep people
Cincinnati Maker
excited.
Fair is
Yeah.
doing that number. This guy, I don't know. We looked him up last week. I don't remember what he was doing, but
Oh well.
there's not. It doesn't really look like there's a huge amount of people, so I don't really think it's going to be a problem for us to get in there. It's just
What is the Beak Squad?
we looked that up last week too. Didn't we?
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what that was.
Mustache Mischief? That could be kind of creepy.
Speed up. Resolving post. You just saw it. It was just there.
Oh, that's coming. That's coming.
Yeah. Learn to sew? What was that? Get that needle away from my lip.
So on that mustache. So I chopped off my hair this week, and the grandkid, she brings a pile of my hair out and she says, "Papple, there's something wrong." And she said, "I need the glue."
It's never the same
Scary.
after you glue it back.
You've tried it, huh?
Carried a handful of my hair. "Papple, there's something wrong. I need the glue."
May I ask about the presentation?
Yeah.
Well, the comments I heard, Steve wanted me to slow down the other one. And Jim, you wanted me to include something that walk-ins were welcome at any time.
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any images that needed to be removed that anybody objected to?
If you're going to change the content a little, I would try to keep it right around that 5-minute mark. I think that's a good mark. So maybe the dude holding the two things together that's on fire, you know, the sparky thing could probably come out of there.
Okay.
I like it, but you know, if you're needing to shuffle stuff around, that might.
I've been trying to keep the images down to about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
If you object to that, I'll take it out. I just thought it was.
I think it's funny too, but I'm just saying, you know, if there was one of them that could come out of there without doing too much damage to anything else.
Nothing. If you set it on fire, it wouldn't damage anything. Okay. So other than that, did anybody see anything that they felt needed to come out? Okay.
I don't really think that it needs to come out. I just think it needs to be framed in that 5-minute-ish
Yeah,
mark.
I don't see anything that's going to alter the timing significantly.
Okay. That's all I was really saying. So.
Okay, I did have a question. We have 2 people here that aren't represented in photos. Jeremy's one of them. And I didn't know whether you wanted to be included in the presentation. I brought my camera in case you did.
No, it's okay.
Well, I know it's okay, but I wanted to extend the courtesy. I would like to take your photograph, put it in there.
Sure.
Okay. Any objection to that?
Not really.
All right.
He doesn't care one way or the other.
If you insist.
If I have to.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You want this on your presentation?
I took a photograph out anticipating that I would have a spot to put
A
you
picture for
without
you.
altering
Smile
the
face.
timing.
Yeah, that's,
think pretty much everybody else is represented. I did as much as I could in terms of doing that.
I really don't have any problem with any of those versions that you've done. I mean, there's a couple of tweaks here and there, but
yeah, one image that I included, nobody commented about, was the bottle of pressurized IBM Magic Smoke, and the instructions on the outside is to remove the bad component, replace it, and then find the pressurized port to attach the Magic Smoke to, so you can refill the system. You can't really read it.
No, well, okay.
It's there if for
it's,
somebody knows.
it's subliminal.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
So.
Again, if you want to have any photographs included, just email them
The link, is the link still in? Did you change the link or change the? I put the link for including the photographs.
I haven't changed any.
Okay, so it should be in the meeting notice.
Okay. There is a timing problem. I may have to leave for work Saturday evening, in which case I won't be able to make any changes.
Okay.
If we think about this being a kind of a drop dead time, late Saturday would be that.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to you when you want the cutoff to be.
Well, I think just so everybody knows, if we just say
Late Saturday. So there you go. If you want pictures included, get them in there before Saturday. So, if not, whatever gets done is done.
Let it be written, let it be done.
Let it be. Is version 11? I mean, that's pretty. He's going to make some changes, but that one was pretty good, right? That was probably the best one of the three. I'm trying to get other people's opinions.
I agree.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I liked everyone, I liked all of them.
I really can't decide. That's why I said I like all of them. But
The last one's fine. It's unanimous. All in favor? Yeah.
Yay.
We're done.
Done.
seconded. Motion carried.
The only changes I'll make to it then
Is Jeremy's
we've already
picture.
discussed.
Yeah.
Jeremy's picture and,
Yeah. If I haven't been there's been absolutely nothing that I've seen that's just been,
That's a wonderful
you know, make it go away or whatever.
Yeah,
You're the handsomest one in here that had to have pictures, you know. Besides me, of course.
you have to say so yourself.
Marcus got in there a couple of different times.
I know.
We don't have a picture of Frank either. We haven't seen Frank in a
Yeah,
while.
You got that one picture. You got his.
Oh,
you
yeah,
got,
yeah,
you got his,
yeah,
you
yeah,
got,
yeah,
his,
that
you got
is
his
fine.
picture 20 years ago.
That's why I didn't recognize him.
That's right. That's like two.
Kenny's not been here that
Oh,
long.
is that where you got that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Frank in a while though.
I saw him.
Kenny hasn't
weeks
been
ago.
here in a while either.
Oh, did you go down to the? Yeah, that.
I think he came when he was sick. Maybe.
Well, probably that's show up when I'm not here.
My wife says, my camera battery's always dead. Well, if you leave it on and you don't plug it in, it's always going to be dead.
You continue to do what you've always done. You'll always get what you
A dead battery.
My wife said, "Why is my cell phone always dead?" Because you let the 3-year-old play video games on it all day long. Oh, yeah. You can't really tell her no, because if you tell her no, she sits there and screams and hollers.
The
But
problem being a technologist in your house is just you always get those questions that if you weren't there, they'd answer for themselves.
yeah,
But it's like
yeah.
Okay.
Why
But
is
if
this?
you are there and you answer it, it's your
All
fault.
right. Well, yeah.
I get that too. Yes.
But then you get in trouble for not answering.
It shouldn't be that.
You get. I get in trouble for the look.
Yeah, I know. It's like you
Like, really? Did you just ask me that?
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like no.
All right. Well, I'm happy with discussing Maker Faire stuff done.
So,
Okay, next, I'm Jim, I got nothing. What you
Vicente,
got? Vicente, what you got? Anything interesting?
I was in the spring break trip, stuck in a Caribbean island without internet and without
oh no.
phone line.
Oh!
That was lots of beer, is that what you're saying?
Well, it was hard.
What island was it?
No, in several islands, in St. Thomas. And
Oh,
Oh,
Very nice.
nice.
No internet.
No internet.
you don't need the internet.
I could live maybe a day.
4 days was in the sea with no internet access.
Oh, you were on a ship.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
I'm
feel sorry
surprised
for you.
those don't have public Wi-Fi.
You have a notification, but you have to pay like $20 for each megabyte or something.
Oh,
That's
no.
true. That's
Okay.
true. Some of the islands have them. I know when they
Oh.
would get them. Yeah, some of the islands.
No, but when you reach an island,
Right.
you have access
Right.
using T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
The data is free always, and voice quarter a minute.
Okay.
Inexpensive.
That's not bad. I don't talk.
I just upgrade everything every time we reach some port. So.
You're up.
Marcus, that's me. Hello.
Hello.
I have a case of Diet Pepsi in the trunk of the car.
What's the expiration date on that stuff?
The expiration date, and the reason I
Expiration
have
year
it
year
is
is enough.
It's
October 1,
Uh-oh.
2018. Which is like last year. I don't know
It's
about
just a
this
little
stuff. I
flat.
don't
It's
know
just a little
diet.
flat.
If anybody's interested, you can have it.
It's solid. It's syrup.
This isn't like milk. It doesn't-
It's good.
Gail says over time that it's no longer sweet. So if you open it up, you basically see it.
Oh,
It's
so
no
all
longer
all the
sweet.
sugar's all evaporated out.
Yeah, it goes flat if you let
Kind
it
of, yeah.
leave it sit for a while. I'm Leroy.
Hello, Leroy.
Hello. I got nothing.
Steve, Shane.
Oh, it was that fast.
Yeah,
Mark,
that was it.
Mark, nothing's happening.
We can make three rounds.
See, I keep going in
Yeah.
slower. It's done 7
I
o'clock.
complete the.
Next time around.
Mike, same here.
Jeremy, well, let's see. I don't have anything with me right now. Well, I've been making progress on getting my little USB 250 to plug into Windows machines and open terminals and such. Sometimes, maybe like 50% of the time. And sometimes the timing's off and it doesn't do squat. And then it just spins its wheels for a bit and it doesn't happen. That's it.
I blame that on Windows, not on the.
It's so tricky. It's like, how long should I wait before doing the shortcut? And then it ends up in a weird place like, ah, crap, now it's opening like some miscellaneous application.
Since Frank's not here, we can talk bad about it.
I do have a follow-up to the 2G going out of business
Uh-huh.
deal and my security system.